Rhea Ripley to get back with former partner. Dominik Mysterio fired by new leader? Finn Balor's leadership of the Judgment Day has been a roller coaster ride of highs and lows. The faction, once a dominant force in WWE, has recently faced a series of setbacks that have kept it from reaching its potential. J.D. McDonough's unfortunate injury has sidelined him for an extended period, leaving a gap in the faction's strength. Meanwhile, tensions have been rising within the group, as Dom Mysterio and Liv Morgan have been pushing for the addition of a new member, while Balor remains adamant about sticking with the current lineup and getting them back in sync. The Judgment Day is undeniably one of the most charismatic and powerful factions in WWE, but to regain their dominance, Finn Balor needs to take strategic actions. Balor's leadership has been under scrutiny as the group's internal dynamics continue to unravel. Here are some ways Finn Balor can fix the Judgment Day's problems and bring the faction back to the top. 1. Reignite the connection with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has been one of the most dominant champions in WWE, and her time in the Judgment Day made her a standout star. The faction's chemistry with Ripley was undeniable, and her presence played a significant role in their success. However, since Ripley went solo, the Judgment Day has lacked the cohesion it once had. Balor needs to reach out to Ripley and convince her to return to the faction. Her inclusion would not only bolster the faction's strength, but also bring back the balance that the Judgment Day desperately needs. The Women's World Champion's return would add a new layer of intrigue to the faction storyline, as it would reestablish the power dynamics between Ripley, Balor, and the others, while also providing a fresh storyline angle. With Ripley's raw power and experience, her addition would bring an air of dominance and credibility that the faction is currently missing. Furthermore, bringing Ripley back would allow for a natural extension of the Judgment Day storylines. As the faction tries to regain its status as a top faction, Ripley could serve as the anchor that keeps everything together. There are endless possibilities for creative storytelling if Ripley were to return, especially with the internal conflicts between Dominik Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Balor. The chemistry between Ripley and Balor could be reignited, and fans would be excited to see the two powerhouse figures reclaim their dominance as the leaders of the Judgment Day. 2. Focus on improving the current members' roles. While adding a new member to the Judgment Day may sound tempting to some, Finn Balor remains focused on the current members. Instead of looking for someone new to bring into the fold, Balor can use this time to reshape the roles of the current faction members and make them more cohesive. Balor needs to get Dom Mysterio back to his roots. Dominik's current role in the faction has often been overshadowed by his association with Rhea Ripley, but he's capable of being a legitimate heel in his own right. By putting more focus on Dominik's development as a character, Balor can help him find his own identity within the faction, giving him more importance than just being Rhea Ripley's companion. This could also lead to more interesting storylines surrounding Dominik's progression as a heel and how he interacts with the other faction members. On the other hand, Liv Morgan has been pushing for a new member to join, but Finn Balor should capitalize on her potential. Liv's character has evolved, and her transformation into a more aggressive and calculated persona makes her an invaluable asset to the group. Balor could find ways to integrate her into the Judgment Day's power plays, possibly using her unpredictability to their advantage. Strengthening Liv's position in the faction could offer an entirely new dynamic and give her the platform to showcase her growing skills. 3. Focus on dominance and unified goals. The Judgment Day's recent struggles stem from lack of direction. To bring them back to prominence, Balor must set a clear, unified goal for the faction. This could include reclaiming titles, defeating top-tier competitors, and conquering the tag team division with the combined force of Dominik and Balor. Ensuring that all faction members have aligned objectives would help reduce internal conflicts and reinvigorate the Judgment Day's drive. Balor, as a faction leader, must step up and enforce the idea of unity. Rather than splintering into separate interests, the Judgment Day could be built around a single overarching mission. Whether that's gaining championship gold or decimating WWE's top stars, focusing on common goals would bring clarity and direction to the group. Conclusion. The Judgment Day still has the potential to be one of the most dominant factions in WWE history. By taking a few key steps, reigniting his partnership with Rhea Ripley, reworking the roles of his current members, and setting a clear and unified direction for the faction, Finn Balor can ensure that the Judgment Day once again rises to the top of the roster. With the right mix of leadership, strategy, and chemistry, Balor can reclaim the Judgment Day spot as a force to be reckoned television. Finn Balor has long considered himself the leader of the Judgment Day, but the faction's internal struggles have made it clear that the title of leader is far from official. While Balor's influence remains strong, others within the group, particularly Dominik Mysterio, have taken matters into their own hands. Mysterio has openly revealed his involvement in taking care of the Judgment Day's affairs, even securing a qualifying match for Balor at the Elimination Chamber. This division of power has only fueled tensions and led to ongoing issues within the faction, making it evident that the group needs a single, clear leader to restore unity and direction. The lack of an official leader has become a significant problem for the Judgment Day. With multiple members vying for control and conflicting agendas, the once dominant faction has found itself at odds. Balor's leadership is constantly questioned, and his authority is undercut by Dominik Mysterio's increasing influence. Mysterio's attempts to take over certain responsibilities within the faction have stirred frustration among the members, and it's clear that something needs to change for the group to return to prominence. Finn Balor should claim the role of official leader. To resolve the ongoing power struggle and restore order within the Judgment Day, Finn Balor needs to step up and officially claim the role of the faction's leader. As the longest-standing member of the group, Balor has the experience, charisma, and skill to guide the Judgment Day back to its former glory. Taking on the official leadership title would eliminate any ambiguity and establish a clear hierarchy, ensuring that only one person is calling the shots. This would remove the friction caused by differing opinions and allow Balor to make decisions without interference. Balor's leadership is crucial to the Judgment Day's future. He has proven himself as a top-tier competitor in WWE, and his ability to rally others under his banner could propel the faction to new heights. However, Balor needs to show that he is in control and that his vision for the faction is one of unity and dominance. The absence of singular leader has left room for chaos, and it's time for Balor to solidify his role and take charge. This would remove the friction caused by differing opinions and allow Balor to make decisions without interference. Balor's leadership is crucial to the Judgment Day's future. He has proven himself as a top-tier competitor in WWE, and his ability to rally others under his banner could propel the faction to new heights. However, Balor needs to show that he is in control and that his vision for the faction is one of unity and dominance. The absence of singular leader has left room for chaos, and it's time for Balor to solidify his role and take charge.
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.